Hey there, this is section 3 of the DMZ America podcast for Sunday, September 10th. I'm Ted Rall, coming to you from the left.
And I'm Scott Stantis coming to you from the right. Hey, Ted,
Scott?
war. What is it good for?
Absolutely nothing.
Could you say that again?
Absolutely nothing.
War, bum, bum. That's what a great
Dun,
song.
dun, dun. Yeah, no, it's a great song. Great, great, great.
That was it. I was telling Ted
Oh
to
my
turn
God.
over
Okay,
the
that was
break.
terrifying. All
Get
right, well,
ready.
so Reuters has an article
Ugh. Ugh.
which is titled In US China AI Contest, the race is on to deploy killer robots. I'll just read you a little beginning. To meet the challenge of a rising China, the Australian Navy is taking two very different deep dives into advanced submarine technology. One is pricey and slow. For a new force of up to 13 nuclear powered attack subs, the Australian taxpayer will fork out an average of more than $28 billion each. And the last of the subs
Wow.
won't arrive until well past the middle of the 21st century. The other is cheap and fast, launching 3 unmanned subs powered by artificial intelligence called Ghost Sharks. The Navy will spend just over 23
Okay,
million.
wait. Band name Dibs. Ghost Sharks.
Ghost
Ladies and
Sharks.
gentlemen, Ghost Sharks.
The Ghost Sharks are $23 million each. In other words, 1,000th of the cost of the real subs. Less than 1/10 of 1%, which is correct. Also, 1,000th of the cost of each sub they'll get, and the Ghost Sharks will be delivered by the middle of 2025. The two vessels differ starkly. The unscrewed Ghost Shark is the size of a school bus. The nuclear subs will be the length of a football field with a crew of 132. So anyway, to skip ahead here, we are looking at again, I'm reading from the article, a turning point in military power as dramatic as the introduction of nuclear weapons. Some warn of profound dangers if AI-driven robots begin making lethal decisions independently, and have cause for a pause in AI research until agreement is reached on regulations related to the military applications of AI. Despite such misgivings, both sides are scrambling to field uncrewed machines that will exploit AI, here's the key words, to operate autonomously. In other words, without any operation. And no operator is sending these drone things into battle or telling them whether or not to shoot and who to shoot. Submarines, warships, fighter jets, swarming aerial drones, and ground combat vehicles. These programs amount to the development of killer robots to fight in tandem with human decision makers. Some robots, some designed to operate in teams with conventional ships, aircraft, and ground troops, already have the potential to deliver sharp increases in firepower and change how battles are fought. Scott, I have thoughts, but let's hear yours first.
I hate war. I've said it a billion times. Wars are stupid. They waste life. They waste treasure. The war is dumb. It's just plain dumb. So I'm coming from that perspective. Now, I'm going to bring up Kosovo. Why? Because Kosovo, if you remember, they were having some little bit of bitty war that may have had some ethnic cleansing. President Bill Clinton decides to intercede. He sends in, and we have drones and we have bombing raids. No boots on the ground. And it was successful. The Serbians backed off and the war was over. That was the worst thing that could have happened. And I'll tell you why. Because war has to have the ultimate cost. If you're going to go to war, don't fucking automate it. Do you remember Congressman Rangel from New York?
Yeah, Charles
Rangel. Every year introduced a bill expanding and introducing the draft and expanding it to everybody, no exceptions. And he was absolutely right. If you're going to send in 2002, if you're going to send troops to Afghanistan, they better be from rich people in New York, poor people in Oklahoma, middle class people.
Watch that New York part.
and middle class people from Alabama. Everybody has to have skin in the game. That prevents you from going to war for no particular reason other than we wanna. And so this automation of having an automated, the killer sharks, the submarines, the killer robots, you could have entire battlefields that are literally run by some kid out of Tampa, much like the drones were in Afghanistan and Iraq.
It would also help ethnic cleansing occur. So, for example, the article quotes a computer scientist named Stuart Russell. In 2021, he gave a talk on the BBC, and he said, quote, swarms of small lethal drones could target big groups of people, such as the entire population of military-aged males from a certain town, region, or ethnic group. They could wipe out, say, all males between 12 and 60 in a city. Unlike nuclear weapons, they leave no radioactive crater, and they keep all the valuable physical assets intact. So it's extremely chilling.
It is extremely chilling, and I am foursquare again. Yeah, and so I know people, when they first hear this, says, cool, people won't die in war. I'm going, no, that's the definition of war.
More people will die in war.
Yes.
Look,
well, I don't know about that.
And by the way, we are currently right now in the first true drone war between Russia and Ukraine, where drones are being routinely used. Drones, anti-drone, surveillance drones, attack.
Let me ask you this, Ted, if I could just break in real quick. If that's true, and I think you're right, but why aren't we seeing, like in World War II, where the skies were darkened with the number of airplanes in the air? Mm-hmm. Why are the skies not darkening with the number of drones coming into, say, Kyiv or some other strategic point that the Russians are bombing, or vice versa, Ukrainian drones going into Moscow or St. Petersburg or some other Russian enclave? Why are we seeing this one bomb at a time kind of warfare?
Well, I don't really know about why we're not seeing those, a lot of the, thousands and thousands and thousands of Russian drones at once targeting Ukraine. But I kind of think I know why the opposite is not true. The Russians have long anticipated this development, and they've developed very effective anti-drone technology. They have literal smoke screens and smoke clouds, and they have jamming signals that are extremely effective at bringing down and blocking drones. Sorry, I've got a my God, I'm just
do you want to pause this?
Hold on, I'm just gonna mute this so that everyone doesn't have to hear me keep coughing.
Oh, so I have to keep talking? Oh my God, that's what the people want. Yep.
Jesus, that was weird. Maybe that was a little micro drone. They have those. There's a thing called the Aviary at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, drone research center in outside of Dayton, Ohio, where they have these little micro drones that are the size of insects that can land on someone and inject them with a poison. So it's just fucking crazy. Anyway, the point is, look, here's the bottom line. You can't ban war as much as you'd like to, but you can ban certain types of weapons. I think the world, this is an emergency. The UN needs to get together, have all UN member states agree to an international arms treaty against autonomous unmanned weapons. So it's every country in the world should agree not to do them. Most countries will agree not to do them because they don't have them, and they would only acquire them to defend themselves from more powerful countries and more technologically advanced countries that already have them. So, out of the 211 or so UN member countries, you could get 200 just right there. So it's really the big 8, right? It's Russia, China, the United States, Iran, and so on that you'd have to get on board. Typically, the U.S. is the most reluctant to sign any kind of a treaty, arms treaty, for the simple reason that the U.S. sells more weapons than any other country combined. So
USA.
So USA. But we should not. This is shit that we should not do as a species. We should just agree not to.
I couldn't agree more, but the United States and what were the other countries that didn't sign the landmine treaty?
I think, what was it? Myanmar? I'm going to look that up.
Yeah, it's some kind of country like that.
Bad country. Yeah.
Because we make them. I think that's part of the alchemy here. And, so why would you, sure, you might blow the legs off of some 8-year-old, but by gum, you can make that 10 cents in mine.
So on the Ottawa Treaty against anti-personnel mines, current status, there's several different ones, but I think this is the Ottawa Treaty. That's what the Ottawa Treaty. Yes, that's what this is. The 1997 Ottawa Treaty. Signatories, non-signatories include the U.S., Russia, China, Myanmar, the UAE, Cuba, Egypt, India, Israel, and Iran. So
okay, so
everyone
that's who
else has
signed. And inevitably, I bet those who have signed it still have them and or will use them if they have to. The same is true of drones. I mean, if the other side has this and they can go into battle or they can march into your city behind a wall of, Arnold Schwarzenegger Terminator type things, they're going to do it. And your response is going to be, we're going to fight them with sticks. It's that level. One, technology builds on top of technology, and you're going to have this. My point remains the same. War should be horrific. If you support
it should be difficult.
It should be difficult. It should be the most difficult.
It should be expensive and difficult.
And whenever you consider the question of war, the question in your mind has to be, would I sacrifice my child's life for this cause?
Or would you sacrifice your $13 plastic drone?
Well, we know the answer, but my point, which is that it sets a dangerous precedence. Oh, that's weird. Oh, there. It sets a dangerous precedent, and I am against it because war is dumb.
And with that, I agree with you.
Okay.
So, Scott, where can we find all things Scott Stantisian, or what was the name of that car company?
Stellantis.
Yes, I'm going to just call it Stantisian. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. So you can be cradled by my fine Corinthian leather at another 30-year-old reference. I'm so sorry if this is over your head. Go to gocomics.com/Scott Stantis, one word, or go to gocomics.com/Prickly City and see my comic strip. You can go to the chicagotribune.com/opinion and see a gallery of the work I do for them. And you can go to Center Clip, as mentioned earlier. It's a mini podcast, 30 seconds, no longer than 5 minutes. It's really starting to take off. I'm hearing from a lot of people that are listening to it now. It's very, very cool. So breaking news, whatever, Ted and I are some of the creators contributing to Center Clip, and it's worth your time. So Ted, where can we see all things Ted Rall?
You can see all things Ted Rall at rall.com, gocomics.com/Ted Rall, whowhatwhy.org. Or you can listen to me on my radio show Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 12 noon. The final
Eastern
countdown,
time?
Eastern time. That's right, American time. Who's co-hosted with Angie Wong, so new co-host. So, but you don't have to. You can also it's on podcasts. It's not on the Apple or Google one. So Rumble's probably the easiest place if you want to listen to one that you have not previously heard.
There you go. Okay. Until next time, take care, Ted.
Indeed. You too.
Bye.